Oh, Biscuit. That was scary. Good morning. This is Sally Morgan, physical therapist, craniosacral therapist, and Tellington T-Touch practitioner for animals and people. Hi, everybody, and this is Tristan. He's a Corgi, and we're here for an episode of Conversations with a Corgi. And if I move this thing, we're going to be in all kinds of trouble. So, it's a festive day for us here. Tristan's wearing his party hat, which he's not so sure about because it makes a noise. And we are here celebrating 500 episodes of Conversations with a Corgi. And this is a rather momentous day for me. I can't believe I've done this many. We started doing this in March 3 years ago. And we took the advice from my sister to do it every day. A lot of people that were coming to speak at my Women's Business Association meetings 5 years ago were doing it once a week, once a month with a big plan and, being on for an hour. And, I never watched any of those things. So I tried to do it the way my sister was doing it with, 15, 20 minutes. Cute hat. Yeah, congratulations on 500. And Danny, I don't think you've missed more than 2 of them, so good for you. So we started out looking at the kinds of work I do, what holistic physical therapy for animals involves. We looked at craniosacral therapy. We did many, many, many episodes on Tellington T-Touch, all the different touches you can do. If you missed those episodes, they're all on YouTube. And there's links to them from my website, sallymorganpt.com. And they are in order of related topics. So if you start watching one about T-Touch, another one will come up and another one. So we looked at all the T-Touches. We looked at how to use T-Touch wraps. We looked at how to use some of the T-Touch equipment. We looked at different harnesses for dogs, including ones that are really bad to show you why they were bad. And we tried to do some lives from T-Touch courses. We've interviewed Linda Tellington several times. And then we went on and did the series on craniosacral therapy. That's a little more difficult to explain, so we didn't have as many episodes of that. We had some episodes on Reiki and what that is and how that benefits your pet. We've interviewed many, many animal communicators and talked about animal communication. We looked at the work I do with tuning forks. We have many episodes on vibrational healing and using tuning forks, which is something you can do yourself to enhance your pet's health. We've done quite a few lives from pet expos and different places I've been to, places where I've been to speak all across the country. Some of the T-Touch conferences I've been to in Virginia and Maryland and New Mexico. We've done lives from New York City, all over the place. And it's been really so much fun. And then after we looked at all the modalities that I use, we went into a whole bunch of different things. We had a long series on hospice care for pets and end-of-life issues for pets, which was sparked by one of the people I interviewed for our radio show, which has now taken a hiatus. I looked at different ways of training dogs, some of the philosophies behind T-Touch training for animals and how that's different from other kinds of training. We have looked at all kinds of health issues for dogs and things that you can do to help your dog's health. We've done quite a few episodes on behavior and food. These were some of the most popular episodes, and we have lots more we can talk about that. We've looked at allergies in dogs, different kinds of health problems that are digestive related and how we can address those with some of the many products my sister recommends. We have looked at some case studies of some of my client dogs, and for instance, we talked about SARS dogs for a few episodes, which is a disease that comes from an autoimmune problem, often in younger dogs in certain breeds that results in blindness. We have talked about some controversial things in the world of dog care and dog training. And we've just done so many fun things. It's been, I love Tristan's hat. He doesn't like it because it makes a noise because it's like styrofoam. Walmart special. But anyway, we have talked about so many things. I've interviewed my mom a couple of times. People really like hearing her stories about why she thinks her kids are animal advocates, which started with her, of course. And, you know, for a girl who grew up on a farm, my mom has a very different view of animals than lots of people from farm life. You know, in farm life, it's sort of, you know, nature takes its course, you know, we're all here to eat or be eaten kind of a thing. But she really, like, now she's got all names for her chickens and they're all individual personalities, and she would not eat one of those chickens, but she's happy to enjoy their eggs. And boy, she has done some amazing things to keep her chickens safe and protect them. So oh, my mom is funny, isn't she? And let's see, we've interviewed my sister a few times, and who else have we talked to? I've talked to quite a lot of people, trainers and things. I've tried to talk to some of the people I personally work with, like my friend Karen that does dog dancing, but we only could get her on the radio because she lives in a kind of a non-Wi-Fi area. We've talked about different things related to horses. We had several episodes about the idea of something in the horse world called roll cur, where the horse's head is overflexed so that his chin is near his chest. And in fact, it doesn't have to be that overflexed to be, quote, overflexed. And all of the problems that creates in the spinal cord and the central nervous system. The horse's cranial nerves are impinged. They can't see, they can't hear, they can't breathe. This creates panic, and then we have what people call bad horses, which is a result of the way they were riding them. So we've looked at quite a few horse situations like that. We've talked about care for senior horses and senior dogs and cats. Right, Tristan? He says, I'm not that old. We've just done so many episodes. So, I had planned in like May when I saw 500 episodes coming up, and it's been, you know, a long summer. I've not done them when I was at the beach, which I used to do. I have not done them when I am, you know, in a really busy place where I'm traveling, like at the T-Touch class this year. I didn't do any Facebook Lives because I would have had to get there so early, and it's very busy at those classes. So I was kind of thinking that after 500 episodes, I might retire from Facebook Lives. And of course, there's been changing technology continuously with Facebook. I can't share, I can't post, I can't share with myself. My episodes get lost. I mean, thank God they're all on YouTube, right? So, and they are, except for the last like 10, they're all on YouTube. And those 10 will be as well. So I had thought about retiring from doing this. And I know my sister's taken several long breaks because it is really difficult to do this every day and say something meaningful and then share it with people. And as my other work has changed and I'm working at my educator job more like 3 days a week instead of 1 or 2, it's been a lot harder to do this. But I have decided to continue to do conversations with a Corgi and just do them, you know, as I have been lately, very much less frequently, maybe twice a week, because I just really have so much going on in the early mornings. I'm traveling a lot more, and I have a lot of other commitments that take me away from doing this. So a few days a week, it's pretty easy to do it. I know my sister doesn't do it on weekends a lot because that's when she's traveling. I'm traveling at all kinds of times, so I can't just do that. And honestly, the weekends seem to be some of the only times I have time to do this, except when we're going off to a Corgi thing. So coming up in 2 weeks, I'll be doing a craniosacral class at my house. The people taking the class are pretty interesting. I may interview one of them one of the mornings because she's now almost a T-Touch practitioner. She's taken so many classes. Twice a week would be good. Better than nothing, huh, Danny? I mean, if you are Danny and you have watched like millions of these episodes, and Jim and James came on late, but they haven't missed very many either. You know, it's time consuming for you to listen to them all. They're 10, 15 minutes long. I mean, I would love to be able to do something that's only 4 minutes long, but like my sister, I just really can't do that unless I have something really brief to talk about, like it's National Dog Day and let's post pictures of our dogs. That takes 2 minutes. So anyway, Tristan, had a bath. He's much less stinky. Still smells a little off, but fresh coconut definitely is the dominant smell on this animal right now. And as a result of that, I have a lot of house cleaning to do today, because when you wash a Corgi, the hair releases from the dog. You can contain a lot of it in the bathtub and the towels, but there's a lot of hair coming around the house afterwards. So we'll be doing a massive cleanup. And I'm at my educator job Monday and Wednesday, so I have to teach yoga Tuesday morning. I may do this Tuesday morning, but certainly towards the end of the week, Thursday or Friday, I'll be back. So woohoo, 500 episodes. I can't believe it. You know, my sister has another friend who tried to do this, and she did like 3 episodes and just couldn't do it. She didn't have anything to say. She didn't know how to talk to people. Yay, Judy during the week, Sally on the weekends. Oh, that's a good idea, Neely. Maybe we can do that. I have to do some during the week, because some weekends I just can't. Like there's a Corgi costume Halloween fair coming up, and we will not be doing this on that day unless I can interview somebody there. They have pretty good Wi-Fi out there in Eastern Mass where that takes place. Oh yes, Tristan's reminding me that we trimmed his toenails on air when we were talking about T-Touch on the feet and some of the benefits of that, which is something that lots of people struggle with. I now have a grinder to do his feet with, a Dremel, and boy, it's so much easier. I have watched people do it in T-Touch classes, and their Dremels have been loud and it hasn't been fun. Then I went up to see my friend Karen, the dog dancing lady, and she Dremeled his toes and he was completely fine. And I got a Dremel and he's completely fine, and it's a lot easier. You have a lot more control over a Dremel than I thought you did. When I've used a Dremel to make human orthotics, a lot of our orthotics have lost the big toe or the little toe because I'm holding it so tight. I zip right over it. I've had to start again. So luckily there's none of that with Corgi toenail filing. Anyway, so we'll be back a couple of times next week. Happy 500 episodes, and thank you so much, all of you guys who watch these and share these and enjoy them, because really, if it weren't for you, it would be a thankless job. It already is a thankless job, but you know, my sister has had a huge explosion in her business and her online sales and her book sales, and I must say, I think I do credit some of my book sales to having done these, but still, it's not the financial boom for me that it is for her, you know, partially because she's a vet and she also has a lot of products to sell. I don't have that many products to sell, so I have not seen that I can say this is financially rewarding, but people who meet me in airports and stuff know who I am from doing these, and I am getting quite a YouTube following. So Danny likes these. Thank you, Danny. I'm glad you watched them. So I will continue doing them because it does seem to help with, you know, nationwide recognition, and certainly it's been useful in many other ways. And from now on, I don't know if we'll go back and review some of the things we've already talked about. I've tried really hard to do a new topic every time, but people that joined late, like Jim and James, they missed the whole series on Tellington T-Touch and how to do all those T-Touches, and they are so useful for your animals. So we might start a series where we look at different kinds of animal problems or things we'd like them to do differently, and how T-Touch can help with that issue. And that's a way to review some of that work. So, oh, his little hat's on his ear, poor Tris. So thanks for joining us for 500 episodes. We are glad to be taking a little bit of a break and not doing so many, I can say that. When I started, I would call Tristan and he'd come running down and jump on the chair. Now I have to call him for like 3 minutes. He says, Mom, it's hard working in the morning being a public figure. It's hollow. We need to feed him more. Oh yes, good idea to remind us of T-Touch, yes. Oh, and the whole flower essence series, oh my God, the people that make the flower essences, we're so grateful that I did that whole series about what's in them and how to use them. And honestly, I think some of those flower essence episodes are the best ones I've done. I mean, I spent hours researching things and took a lot of time to try to get Wi-Fi around the outside of my house and to try to find flowers in my yard that match some of the things in the flower essences. If you haven't seen the flower essence episodes, those are some of the most amazing ones that I've done. They're long, but if you're about to give your pet something like Christ Ease flower essence, it's good to know what's in it and what it's good for and some of the history behind it. It's sort of interesting. I mean, you don't have to watch all 20 of them, but if your pet's taking panic attack, what's in it? How is it different from Mellow Out? That's why those episodes are really good. I'm quite proud of those flower essence episodes. All right, everybody, we will see you in a couple of days. Thanks for joining us.